Have you ever wondered why Jerusalem holds an unparalleled significance in world history? Let's journey back to its ancient beginnings, long before the establishment of the world's major monotheistic religions. Jerusalem's strategic location on the ancient world's trade routes made it a natural crossroads for trade and communication. This city's earliest known references are found in ancient Egyptian texts from the 19th century BCE, where it's mentioned as a city-state in Canaan. These texts give us a glimpse into Jerusalem's early existence, painting a picture of a city poised to become a significant player in the global stage. Its unique position, both geographically and historically, set the foundation for its future. Over the centuries, this city would see the rise and fall of empires, bear witness to profound religious events, and become a sacred place for millions of people worldwide. The stage was set for Jerusalem to become a pivotal city in human history. Jerusalem's prominence in the biblical narrative is undeniably profound. It's a city whose history is deeply intertwined with the fabric of Judaism, a connection that dates back thousands of years. The Old Testament chronicles the rise of King David, a shepherd-turned-warrior who around the turn of the first millennium BCE conquered Jerusalem and declared it the capital of the United Kingdom of Israel. This was a significant turning point, marking the beginning of a new era in the history of the city. David's reign was a time of prosperity and growth, yet it was his son King Solomon who left an enduring legacy. Solomon is credited with building the first temple, a monumental structure that would become the epicenter of Jewish worship. This wasn't just a building of stone and timber, but a sacred place that housed the Ark of the Covenant, containing the 10 Commandments given to Moses by God. The first temple wasn't just a place of worship, but the heart and soul of Jewish identity. It was here that sacrifices were made, prayers were offered, and holy festivals were celebrated. It was the embodiment of the covenant between God and His chosen people, a symbol of their faith and devotion. The construction of the first temple marked the pinnacle of Jerusalem's golden age under the rule of David and Solomon. It was a time of peace, prosperity, and religious fervor. Yet, as history often reminds us, nothing lasts forever. King Solomon's reign ultimately gave way to periods of division and unrest. The United Kingdom of Israel split into two, the Kingdom of Israel in the north and the Kingdom of Judah in the south, with Jerusalem as its capital. This division weakened the once mighty kingdom, leaving it vulnerable to foreign invasions. However, the golden age under David and Solomon was not destined to last. The first temple, a beacon of Jewish faith and identity, would eventually meet a tragic end. A tale we'll explore in the next chapter of Jerusalem's captivating history. The Babylonian captivity was a turning point in the history of Jerusalem. In the 6th century BCE, King Nebuchadnezzar II of Babylon, in his quest for dominance, set his sights on Jerusalem. The city fell to his mighty army in 586 BCE, marking the beginning of a dark period in Jerusalem's history known as the Babylonian captivity. The Babylonians were ruthless in their conquest. They tore down the city's walls, burned its buildings, and most significantly, destroyed the first temple, the heart of Jewish worship. This sacred structure, built by Solomon, was reduced to rubble, and with it, the spirit of the city was shattered. The Jewish population didn't escape the wrath of the Babylonians either. They were exiled, forced to leave their homes and the city they held dear. They were taken to Babylon, condemning them to live in a foreign land far from their spiritual home. Yet, amid the devastation and despair, hope remained. When the Persians, led by King Cyrus, conquered Babylon in 539 BCE, they brought with them a new dawn for the exiled Jews. Cyrus, known for his policy of religious tolerance, allowed the Jews to return to Jerusalem. Upon their return, the Jewish people were faced with the daunting task of rebuilding their city and restoring their faith. At the heart of this revival was the construction of the Second Temple. Despite the hardships they faced, the Jews, driven by their resilience and determination, completed the temple around 5 centuries BCE. The Second Temple was more than just a structure. It was a symbol of rebirth and renewal. It represented the Jewish people's unbroken connection with their faith, their history, and their city. It stood as a beacon of hope, signaling a new era in Jerusalem's history. The Second Temple was not just a building, but a testament to the indomitable spirit of the Jewish people. Despite the trials and tribulations they faced, they managed to rise from the ashes, rebuild their city, and restore their faith. The Second Temple stood as a testament to the resilience of the Jewish people. The Hellenistic era and Roman control brought dramatic changes to Jerusalem. This period started with the rise of Alexander the Great, a figure of immense power and influence. His conquests spread Greek culture far and wide, and Jerusalem was no exception. Under the Seleucid Empire, which emerged from the ashes of Alexander's empire, Hellenistic influence permeated every corner of Jerusalem. Despite the cultural pressure, the Jewish inhabitants clung tenaciously to their traditions and beliefs. This tension between the Seleucids and the Jews eventually sparked the Maccabean revolt in the 2nd century BCE. The revolt was a success, leading to the establishment of the Hasmonean Kingdom, a period of Jewish independence that lasted for about a century. This was a significant chapter in Jerusalem's history, as it demonstrated the resilience and determination of its people in the face of foreign domination. However, the peace was short-lived. In 63 BCE, the Roman general Pompey swept into Jerusalem, bringing it under Roman control. The city found itself at the mercy of a new foreign power, and the political landscape became increasingly complex and volatile. But it was in this period of Roman rule that a significant figure emerged, one who would forever change the spiritual significance of Jerusalem: Jesus of Nazareth. Jesus, a Jewish preacher, is believed to have carried out much of his ministry within the city's walls. His teachings and actions caused a stir both among the Jewish authorities and the Roman rulers. Ultimately, Jesus was crucified, an event of profound significance for his followers. His death and subsequent resurrection, as described in the New Testament, marked the birth of Christianity. These events took place in Jerusalem, embedding the city even deeper into the fabric of religious history and law. The crucifixion of Jesus further solidified Jerusalem's importance in Christian theology. The city that had once been a Jewish stronghold was now a place of pivotal importance to another major world religion, forever shaping its identity and destiny. The siege of Jerusalem in 70 CE marked a devastating chapter in the city's history. The Romans, under the command of General Titus, laid siege to the city, culminating in a brutal battle that resulted in the destruction of the Second Temple. This sacred structure, the spiritual heart of Judaism, was reduced to rubble, a poignant symbol of the city's fall. Widespread destruction followed, as the city was ravaged and its inhabitants faced a harsh fate. Many were slaughtered, while others were enslaved or scattered across the Roman Empire. This marked the beginning of the Jewish Diaspora, a period of forced dispersion that saw Jewish communities established far and wide, from the Iberian Peninsula to the Persian Gulf. Yet, amidst the ashes of destruction, the seeds of resilience were sown. The Jewish people, though dispersed, held fast to their cultural and religious identity, keeping alive the memory of their sacred city. Despite these tumultuous events, Jerusalem's significance in Christianity continued to grow. In 638 CE, another chapter in Jerusalem's history began with the Islamic conquest. The city, with its rich religious and cultural tapestry, fell to the Arab Muslim forces under the leadership of Caliph Umar. This event marked a significant shift in the city's history, as it came under Islamic rule. During this period, Jerusalem underwent significant architectural transformations, and two key Islamic structures were erected on the Temple Mount. The first of these was the Dome of the Rock, a magnificent edifice with a gold-plated dome. It was built around 691 CE by the Umayyad Caliph Abd al-Malik. The Dome of the Rock is a marvel of Islamic architecture and is particularly significant because it is believed to be the site from which the Prophet Muhammad ascended to heaven during his night journey, as per Islamic tradition. Close by, the Al-Aqsa Mosque was constructed. This mosque is considered the third holiest site in Islam, after Mecca and Medina. Muslims believe that the Prophet Muhammad was transported from the sacred mosque in Mecca to Al-Aqsa during the night journey. This association further elevated Jerusalem's importance in the Islamic world. Under Islamic rule, Jerusalem experienced periods of prosperity and peace, interspersed with bouts of conflict and change. Throughout the centuries, the city changed hands multiple times, reflecting the broader geopolitical shifts in the region. Despite these changes, the Islamic influence on Jerusalem's landscape and culture remained prominent. In the modern era, Jerusalem continues to be a city of immense importance for Muslims worldwide. It is a city that encapsulates the rich tapestry of Islamic history and culture, as well as its significant religious traditions. The city's complex history, marked by the convergence of three major world religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, has shaped its unique identity. Each of these faiths has left indelible marks on Jerusalem, contributing to its diverse cultural, architectural, and spiritual landscape. Even today, Jerusalem remains a city of immense religious, cultural, and geopolitical significance. It stands as a testament to the centuries of faith, conflict, and coexistence that have shaped its story, and continues to be a focal point in the religious and political narratives of our time. So why does Jerusalem hold such a unique place in world history? This city, steeped in ancient lore, has always been a crossroads for religion, culture, and geopolitics. From its earliest mentions in antiquity through the biblical narratives of Kings David and Solomon and the construction of the first and second temples, Jerusalem has been a focal point of Jewish faith. Following the Babylonian captivity and the rise of the Persian, Hellenistic, and Roman periods, the city witnessed significant shifts and turbulence. It was here that the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus Christ took place, forever cementing Jerusalem's importance in Christian theology. The Islamic conquest in the 7th century, marked by the construction of the Dome of the Rock and Al-Aqsa Mosque, brought a new dimension to the city's religious tapestry, making it the third holiest site in Islam. From ancient times to the present day, the history of Jerusalem continues to be a story of faith, conflict, and resilience.